seven-seater cars aren't always particularly well known for being engaging to drive. It's not usually the goal. But Mazda were not going to build a car and not have it be good to drive, because let's face it, that's something which Mazda does very good. Hi guys, my name's Tish and welcome back to the John Banks Review YouTube channel. I've actually already had the Mazda CX-80 on this channel, but it was in the showroom and I did a full walk around on all of the different configurations, the colours, the wheels and also the interiors. But in this video, we're going to be focusing all on the driving. So if you want to find out my driving impressions on the Mazda CX-80, then please keep watching. And if you like new car reviews and car content, then you're in the right place. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button and join the John Banks Review YouTube channel. Plus, if you had any further questions or queries, or if you wanted to book in for a test drive on the CX-80 for yourself, then you can do that at Mazda Colchester. I'll pop their details down below. So first of all, I think it's important we talk about the engines, because Mazda are always a little bit out there with their engines, and this car is no exception.
The Mazda CX-80 offered in the UK features two engine options, a plug-in hybrid and a rare sight nowadays, a 3.3 litre inline six-cylinder diesel. The plug-in combines a 2.5 litre four-cylinder petrol engine with an electric motor and a 17.8 kilowatt-hour battery. This gives you 38 miles of all-electric range. It charges using an AC charger, with a full charge taking about 2.5 hours at a maximum of 7.2 kilowatt rate. It can also be charged using a standard household outlet, which will take longer, around 8.5 hours with a 10A charger. While the diesel is what Mazda claims is their cleanest and most powerful diesel engine yet, the 3.3 litre six-cylinder Skyactiv D engine features M Hybrid Boost, a 48-volt mild hybrid system, which provides high output with excellent fuel economy and emissions and performance. Both engines are paired with all-wheel drive.
As I mentioned at the start of the video, I have already done a video outlining the exterior and interior styling, but how could I pass up an opportunity to talk about the interior of this car again? This is the Takumi trim, and that means it's something a little bit special. You've got these wonderful light grey leather seats which have perforated down the centre, and then you've got this wonderful textured navy colour with this gold fleck inside of it. It's so lovely. You've got that light grey leather which comes across the centre console and also on the doors as well. Everywhere you touch and feel feels so high quality, but it's different. Mazda like to lean on their Japanese heritage, and you'll see that a lot within this cabin. You also have this light grey material across the dashboard, and then this stitching here, which is a Japanese technique, and I love that they've used that within the cabin. You also have lashings of chrome which just flow underneath this centre console and also across the doors in a much more sporty look. It really is the perfect combination of feeling premium, interesting and a little bit of a touch of sportiness as well. And I love the wood effect as well. You've got this light wood in the centre console and also on the doors. The whole layout of this car is wonderful as well. It's so intuitive and easy to use. You've got this wonderful leather wrap steering wheel with plenty of physical buttons on that steering wheel. The electric seats can be found down the side of the seats, and also you've got lots of controls in the centre as well as this lovely gear selector. Nowadays we're finding the gear selector behind the steering wheel a lot more to open up this centre console, but I love the fact that it's still here on the Mazda. It's really easy to use and it just feels a little bit more old school in the perfect Mazda way. You also have drive modes in the centre here, so you can toggle through those easily, and you have some configurable storage. So you've got a wireless charging pad which just sits at the front here. You also have some cup holders which you can tuck behind this wooden panel, and then you have a split folding armrest, so you can access the armrest either in one or two ways, which I really like. The whole cabin does just feel super high quality. But as I mentioned, this review is all about the driving experience. So why don't we get out on the road and I tell you what I think of the Mazda CX-80. The CX-80 has a fantastic driving position, But it can also be adjusted while you're driving super easily because you've got fully electric seats. So I can control my seat by putting it up or down. If I want to have a really commanding view over the road, I can. But also I have an electric steering wheel as well. So that means I can adjust my steering wheel whilst driving without it being dangerous when you have one of those manual hooks that you have to unhook and re-hook. On top of all of this, higher spec models also have a feature where you can configure your height and then the Mazda will tell you your perfect driving position. So if you're not sure what your perfect driving position could be, let the Mazda tell you. As I mentioned, the model that I'm driving is the plug-in hybrid and I'm immediately impressed by its performance capabilities. The 2.5 litre four-cylinder petrol engine combined with the electric motor delivers a robust total output of 323 brake horsepower, and this setup allows for swift acceleration, completing the 0 to 62 dash in just 6.8 seconds. The electric motor provides instant torque from a standstill, making it feel responsive and lively off the mark. While the diesel option offers a robust 3.3 litre straight six engine with 251 brake horsepower, the plug-in hybrid's quickness stands out, especially in urban driving conditions. The driving experience is largely enjoyable, with the CX-80 feeling stable and composed on the road. The power delivery is impressive, allowing it to merge effortlessly when you're on the motorway, but even just navigate city streets with confidence, despite this car's size. While the transition between the electric and the petrol power can occasionally be a little bit more noticeable than I'd like during sudden acceleration, the overall performance remains strong and engaging. The 8-speed automatic gearbox, though not always perfectly smooth, contributes to a dynamic driving experience, ensuring that I feel connected to the road ahead. And as I tackle some twisty back roads, the CX-80 demonstrates its agility with decent grip and balanced feel. The steering is light and easy to handle, making it enjoyable to navigate through the corners. And whilst there is some body lean, it's manageable. And I do appreciate how the suspension absorbs most of the bumps on smoother surfaces. However, this model is fitted with those larger 20-inch alloy wheels, and they can amplify imperfections on rougher roads. So I can see how opting for the smaller 18-inch wheels might enhance comfort, especially if you're using this as a family car. One noteworthy strength of this car is the towing capacity. Both the plug-in hybrid and also the diesel variants can tow up to 2,500 kilograms, and this capability makes the CX-80 a compelling option for those that need to haul, whether it's trailers or other loads, adding to its versatility as a family SUV. If you're watching this review, I can probably assume one of two things. You're either looking to buy a Mazda CX-80 or you just like watching car reviews. And if you're part of the latter, then you'll know a lot of the things which are complained about a lot by car reviewers. One of those is infotainment systems and how fiddly they are to use. And the other is driver warnings. So all of these emergency systems that we have in place. Well, the good news is these two things which are complained about often, the Mazda actually can combat both of those. Let's start with the infotainment system. Usually we complain about how there's no physical climate control dials. Well, as you can see, there's loads of physical climate control dials here. I literally have buttons for everything I could need, including dual zone climate control, but also the controls for the touchscreen. As you can see, the touchscreen is a little bit too far away, so I'd need to lean forward. But the good news about the CX-80 is I don't need to lean forward because I actually have a scroller. So this scroller in the center console means that I can navigate around this infotainment system without taking my eyes off of the road too much, which I think is definitely a positive. However, if you do use Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, that then does become touch sensitive, which is really handy for when you need to navigate those systems quickly. And let's talk about the driver aids. The CX-80 is packed full of all the latest driver aids. I've got things like traffic sign recognition, lane assist, as well as many other features. But sometimes these can be a little bit intrusive. You may have heard those bings and bongs. However, Mazda has a way of combating this. If you press this button down here on the right hand side of the steering wheel, that turns all of the sounds off. So it stops interrupting you when you're driving, although you can still see all the really helpful information. Like at the moment, I'm being told that I'm currently in a 60, but in 50 yards, I'll be going into a 30, which means I can adjust my speed accordingly and slow down without having to be told by a noise. I think this is such a handy feature, and it's a real sweet spot of still having all of these driver aids fitted to the car, but being able to turn them off in a way that they don't irritate you, and you can still use them just without it shouting. Overall, the Mazda CX-80 plug-in hybrid is a well-rounded SUV that blends performance and comfort effortlessly, just like Mazda does best. While it may not be the quietest or most refined option in its class, it is certainly capable and enjoyable to drive, particularly on those longer journeys, or even still when you're navigating these country roads. Its perfect combination of power and versatility makes it a solid choice for families who are seeking a dynamic SUV. So if you're buying a Mazda, then driving experience is going to be top of your priority list. But if you're buying a 7-seater car, then I bet space is also up there. And luckily, this is something that the CX-80 also does very well. As you can see, I've got these rear doors that open at a 90-degree angle. So whether you're loading in child seats or just getting in yourself, it couldn't be easier. You also have blinds on the doors as well, which are built in and can be retracted when you're not using them. As you can see in this second row, I have got so much space, loads of legroom and lots of headroom as well. But it also just feels so light and spacious thanks to that light headlining and also the panoramic sunroof. But even if you go for the darker colours, you've got some really wide windows, so it lets in loads of light. If you have children who are prone to travel sickness, this will help as they'll be able to see outside of the car. It is really comfortable as well. You've got these high quality leather seats, you've got a pull down armrest with a couple of cup holders, I've got ISOFIX fitments on both of the outer seats, and I've even got tri-zone climate control and heated seats in the rear as well, so it feels very luxurious. But what about the people in the third row? Well, you do actually have a sliding rear bench. So if we wanted to give a bit more space to the people in the third row, I could slide these seats forward. So let's climb in and see what third row space is like. Admittedly, however, you do need that sliding second bench, as it means that it gives you a bit more space for the people in the rear. If you had these slid all the way back, I would be struggling for legroom. However, I'm probably a little bit bigger than the people you would put in the third row. For children, it will be perfectly acceptable. It's also good that you can tuck your feet underneath that second bench to give you more space. I've also got USB-C chargers and cup holders as well, so it feels very well equipped. The only issue is, with this third row in place, what's the boot space like? With all 7 seats in place, boot space is not particularly impressive. You get 258 litres, which is about the same as a small hatchback. So if you're going to be carrying all 7 of the family on holiday, you're definitely going to need either a roof box, or you can take advantage of that trailer with the impressive towing capabilities. However, when you drop the third row down, that's when actually boot space becomes massive. So if we put these seats down as well, then that actually grows to 687 litres, which is far more impressive. It's just a shame that you can't carry all 7 passengers and have all of that boot space, but you can't have everything. Now, in this plug-in hybrid model, you do have some space underneath the boot floor. At the moment, it's got the parcel shelf tucked away, but you also have enough space for your charging cables.
A bonus on the plug-in hybrid, you can take full advantage of the electric power in this car for adventures. There's a 3-pin plug on either side, as well as a more common 12-volt. These can be utilised while camping, or in this instance, to charge an electric scooter.
So there you have it, that's my full driving impressions of the new Mazda CX-80. This 7-seat family car offers all the practicality but also driving engagement that Mazda is so well known for. But let me know, what do you think of the Mazda CX-80? Pop it in the comments down below. And would you have this car over some of its rivals from the likes of BMW or Volvo? Let me know. Don't forget, if you did want any more information on the Mazda CX-80 or anything in the Mazda range, then go ahead and contact John Banks Mazda Colchester down below. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and until next time, see you later.